on Tawaiak Lake.
Okay, it is early spring, April 18th, and we're going to go down the Tawaiak Lake Trail, which is the number 9 there on the map. 15.1 kilometers, 4 and 5 hours, probably 6 for us. Answer is difficult, but I don't think that's because of rough terrain. I think that's probably just the length of the trail itself.
After being warmly greeted by the raven, we spotted some bison out near Tawaiak Lake.
2 bison way out there.
It wasn't long before the small group of them began to move. Further down the trail, we spotted them again as they headed into the forest. It always seems like a bit of a conundrum that the plains bison enjoy being in the woods, and similarly the wood bison enjoy being in the plains. And this bison seemed to enjoy walking on the marshy shore of the lake.
He's in the water.
We continued on, enjoying the sights as we went.
So we're in the first of the open areas.
Little did we know we were about to have a rare sighting.
Just saw some elk up ahead. They've probably run off already, but I definitely saw them.
I could see an elk through the trees in the clearing. Keep your eyes on the bottom right. We could hear the hoof steps of the elk quickly racing off into the distance, and later saw the traces of their hoof prints. We carried on and reached the main field.
There is one lone bison. 2 lone bison. A big male over there, lying down. That is a big male. Actually, there's a few.
The big bull was lying down, enjoying the morning. I think the angle accentuated his size and made him look even larger.
That is a big bull. Holy.
A smaller bull stood grazing.
Just an overall shot of where we are, so you can see where our trail is going. Probably gonna have to make a detour. We'll see how it goes.
As we moved into the field, the bison noticed us and the big bull stood up. Our first thought was to head to the right, as there was more land, but the bison also seemed to want to head in that same direction.
Oh, the other one's getting up too.
After a few moments, we revised our plan and headed to the left, towards Little Tawaiak Lake.
Stretch.
We carefully progressed, watching the bison's behavior as we went, to see if they were getting agitated with our presence.
Now we're gonna have to watch and wait. See what they do.
I would not say I'm an expert at bison behavior, but I'd probably be right for saying this is an FU pose. He was definitely displaying his dominance over the area with some wallowing.
That's a sign of alarm.
outward tails showed that these bison were alert about our presence, although this one was a little more concerning with the more upward tail. As I mentioned previously, straight vertical means danger. We continued to take our time moving forward and keeping the recommended distance away. The zoom capabilities on our cameras helped us keep an eye on how the bison were feeling.
Meanwhile, if we go too far off to the left, we might get attacked by geese. I think I'd rather be attacked by the geese than the bison.
It's a little hard to hear over the wind, but Lyndon was commenting how the big bull was standing his ground and being belligerent.
Yep.
That's right where the trail is, and he's very much telling us we're not going to get down.
Yep.
So I think we're going to be tripping. Because he's not moving, he's defending.
Oh, maybe he is moving.
We took the slow stroll and slight move to graze as a good sign. Their tails had also gone limp. Meanwhile, the geese on the other side had had enough and headed off closer to Little Tawaiak.
So I think we've negotiated a deal. We're gonna head off to the left of them, and they're gonna be okay with that, I think. And let us go that way. His tail is curling still, but he is moving off, so that's good.
Yeah. Yeah. We're pretty good, guys. He just did a bison wall, sitting down, so we're sitting across
Beautiful. Really beautiful. The portion of the lake that I've never
It was good to finally see the north side of Little Tawaiak up close. I was a little surprised to see that there was such a wide area still leading up to the water, and wondered if there had ever been any bison relaxing here during any of the times that we had hiked through.
This is Little Tawaiak.
reached.
We came across the remains of a bison. I'm guessing probably dined on by coyotes. The bleached bones shone just like they do in the old Western movies.
A young one too, eh? Or a female, I guess. That is cool.
Overhead, I spotted a large flock of snow geese, their white plumage flashing in the blue sky.
So we're just following this bison trail here. The other old bison is over there. Oh, there's a guy over there behind us.
The other hiker was proceeding fast and without hesitation. The big bull decided to make a run for it.
almost pronking.
It was fascinating watching his gait. I'm guessing for his body mass and shape that this is the most energetically efficient way to run. He slowed and took a moment to see if he was being pursued. Then he broke into another run.
Speed walk.
The yellow marker is where our trail leads back into the forest.
Holy crap.
It was awe-inspiring to see how much
Wow.
ground he covered over just a few seconds. It also made me realize that we wouldn't have stood a chance if he had wanted to flatten us. There was no way I could outrun a bison and make it to the relative safety of the forest. The big bull stopped when he reached the safety of some other bison, far on the west side of the lake.
Oops.
We continued on and encountered some more bison bones strewn across the grass. The main reason why I had wanted to hike here was to see the spring runoff and if it had gotten muddy at all between Tawayak and Little
It's
Tawayak.
not too muddy. Little bit there. Which is, again, kind of a bad sign for the upcoming season drought.
I think we were both relieved to be back on the trail and able to hike faster. Through the bushes, I had spotted a ruffed grouse, who had paused to camouflage into the surroundings. The rest of the trail felt pretty uneventful, except for the slow build-up of aching joints.
No bench.
I was upset to see my favorite lookout point had been destroyed, with bench parts strewn around like the bison bones earlier. I'm pretty sure it hadn't been broken by bison either, as several other branches had been destroyed. We paused at the lake at the western edge of the trail. This is a great place to spot various ducks and geese. I believe these two are lesser scaup, but don't quote me on it. We also spotted a couple of Canada geese resting on the beaver lodge. They will likely nest here, and were resting with their heads low to stay out of the wind. There was a mix of ducks in the distance, including more scaups and some canvasbacks. Peppering the sky overhead was a large flock of geese. To my delight, they turned towards us and flew overhead, likely to land in Oster Lake.
We made it to the road, and I think in the interest of time, we're probably just gonna head straight back down the road. The easy path.
We had one more easy bison encounter.
Relax, bison.
Relax, bison.
Relaxa bison is perhaps the best type of bison you can meet. As always, thanks for watching.